Imagine that starting tomorrow morning, you make one radical change. You stop eating vegetables. You stop eating fruit. No bread, no rice, no pasta, no sugar, no beans, not a single plant of any kind. From now on, you eat only animal foods. Meat, fish, eggs, maybe some butter and cheese, that's it. This is the carnivore diet, and right now it's one of the most fiercely debated eating styles on the planet. Some people swear it transformed their lives. Others warn it's a slow-motion disaster. So who's right? Well, your body is about to give us the answer. Because the moment you take away every plant, it is forced to completely rewire the way it runs. And the changes come in waves, some of them surprising, some of them uncomfortable, and a few that almost nobody warns you about. So let's run the experiment. This is exactly what happens to your body, day by day, if you eat nothing but meat for 30 days. And the first dramatic shift hits within just 48 hours. To understand this entire journey, you first have to understand one simple thing about how your body is fueled. For your whole life, your body has run mostly on one preferred fuel, glucose. Sugar. It comes from carbohydrates, the bread, the fruit, the rice, the potatoes. Your brain in particular loves glucose. It's the fast, easy energy your cells are used to burning. Now, on a carnivore diet, you remove almost every source of carbohydrate at once. Meat and eggs contain virtually no carbs. So within the first day, your body burns through the glucose it has stored away, a reserve in your liver and muscles called glycogen. And here's the catch. Every gram of that stored glycogen is bound to several grams of water. So as you burn through it, that water is released and flushed out. This is why, in the first 2 or 3 days, people on carnivore often watch the scale drop fast, sometimes several pounds. It feels like dramatic fat loss. It isn't. It's almost entirely water. And that rapid water loss is about to cause the first real problem. By day 2 and 3, with your glycogen draining away, your body faces a fuel crisis. Its favorite fuel, glucose, is running low and almost none is coming in. For many people, this is when they hit a wall, and it has a nickname. They call it the keto flu or the carnivore flu. You might feel exhausted, foggy, irritable, maybe headachy. Your body is essentially confused. It's standing at a fuel station that no longer stocks its usual gasoline, and it hasn't yet learned to run on the alternative. That alternative is fat. As glucose disappears, your liver begins converting fat, both the fat you eat and the fat on your body, into a new type of fuel molecule called ketones. Ketones can power your brain and your muscles almost as well as glucose. But flipping this switch takes time, and during the changeover, you feel rough. There's also a hidden culprit behind a lot of that early misery. Minerals. Remember all that water you flushed out? It carried electrolytes with it: sodium, potassium, magnesium. As those drop, you get headaches, muscle cramps, and fatigue. So the first few days are genuinely tough. But if you push through, something remarkable starts to happen around the end of the first week. Welcome to roughly day 5 through 7, the turning point. Your liver has now ramped up ketone production, and your body is making the full switch into a state called ketosis, running primarily on fat instead of sugar. And for many people, this is where the experience flips on its head. The fog lifts. That draggy, exhausted feeling fades. In its place, a lot of carnivore dieters report something they describe as clean, stable energy. No more mid-afternoon crashes, no more spikes and dips, just a steady hum of focus. Why does this happen? When you were eating carbs, your blood sugar rose and fell like a roller coaster all day, dragging your energy with it. On carnivore, with almost no carbs coming in, your blood sugar goes remarkably flat and steady. There are no spikes, so there are no crashes. Your hunger often calms down too, because protein and fat are deeply satisfying. They trigger powerful fullness signals, so the constant snacky cravings many people live with start to quiet down. By the end of week 1, the person who felt like death on day 3 often feels sharper and more even than they have in months. But underneath this honeymoon, deeper changes are quietly building. As you move into the second week, days 8 through 14, your digestive system is undergoing a dramatic renovation. And it's not always a smooth one. Think about what you just did. For your entire life, your gut has processed a steady stream of plant fiber. Fiber is the indigestible part of plants, and it does a lot of work in your intestines. It adds bulk, it feeds certain gut bacteria, and it keeps things moving along. Now suddenly there is zero fiber coming in, none. Your digestive system has to completely readjust. For some people, this means constipation as the gut adapts to having no fiber bulk. For others, it's the opposite. Diarrhea, as the body adjusts to the high-fat load, and as bile, the substance that digests fat, surges. Speaking of bile, your gallbladder is now working overtime. Bile is made to break down fat, and you're eating a lot of it, so your body ramps up bile productions significantly. Meanwhile, deep in your intestines, your entire microbiome, the trillions of bacteria living in your gut, is being reshaped. The bacteria that thrived on fiber begin to starve and shrink in number, while bacteria that handle protein and fat flourish. Scientists are still intensely studying what this shift means long-term, and it's one of the biggest open questions about this diet. Your gut is becoming a different ecosystem entirely. By the middle of the journey, around day 15, let's talk about the changes you can actually see in the mirror, because they're a big part of why this diet went viral. Many people at this stage report visible changes in their body composition. There are two reasons. First, by now you've likely lost more than just water weight. Your body has been burning fat for fuel for over a week. Second, carnivore is extremely high in protein, and protein is the building block your body uses to maintain and build muscle. Combine fat loss with preserved muscle, and people often look leaner and more defined. There's another reason the scale keeps moving: appetite. It turns out to be genuinely hard to overeat on an all-meat diet. Protein and fat are so filling that most people naturally eat fewer total calories without even trying to. They're simply not hungry as often. Some people also report changes in their skin around this point, though this varies enormously from person to person. A few notice clearer skin, others actually break out more. Your body is still in the thick of adapting, and individuals' responses differ wildly. But while the visible changes are encouraging, the most important changes are the ones happening where you can't see them. In your blood. Now we reach the part that fuels the fiercest debate around this entire diet. What happens to your cholesterol and your heart? Around the 2-week to 3-week mark, if you were to get blood work done, many people would see a striking change. Their LDL cholesterol, often called bad cholesterol, can rise, sometimes dramatically. This is because you're eating a large amount of saturated fat from meat, eggs, and dairy. And this is exactly where the experts split into two fierce camps. The traditional view, held by most major health organizations, is clear and serious. Elevated LDL cholesterol is a well-established risk factor for heart disease over the long term, and they consider a sustained rise a genuine red flag. The opposing camp argues the picture is more complicated on a very low-carb diet, and that other markers matter too. Here is the honest truth. This is an area of real ongoing scientific disagreement, and the long-term effects of eating this way for years are simply not yet fully understood, because the large long-term studies don't exist yet. What's not in dispute is that for some individuals, the cholesterol rise is significant enough that doctors urge caution. This is the single biggest open question hanging over the carnivore diet, and anyone doing it should be monitoring their blood work with a doctor, not guessing. There's another invisible shift happening around this time, and it concerns a nutrient your body cannot do without: vitamin C. For your whole life, you got vitamin C from fruits and vegetables, oranges, peppers, berries. On carnivore, those are gone. Now, this triggers genuine alarm in a lot of people because severe vitamin C deficiency causes scurvy, the disease that once devastated sailors on long voyages with no fresh produce. So why don't carnivore diet eaters typically drop dead of scurvy? It's a fascinating piece of biology. Fresh meat, especially organ meats like liver, and meat that isn't overcooked, actually contains small amounts of vitamin C. And there's a theory that when you're eating almost no glucose, your body needs less vitamin C in the first place, because glucose and vitamin C compete for the same pathways into your cells. With glucose out of the picture, the small amount from meat may stretch further. It's a delicate balance, and it's another reason this diet sits on the edge of what nutritional science fully understands. Your body is running on a much thinner margin than it's used to. As you push into the final stretch, days 20 through 30, your body has largely completed its transformation into a fat-burning machine. And this is where many long-term carnivore dieters report the effects they value most. Fully fat-adapted now, the early flu is a distant memory. Energy is stable. Mental clarity for many is the standout benefit they describe. That steady, fog-free focus throughout the day. Some people with certain autoimmune or digestive conditions report improvements in their symptoms, which is actually why a number of them tried this diet in the first place. as a kind of elimination diet, stripping food down to the absolute basics to see what their body reacts to. By removing all plants, they remove every plant compound that might have been irritating them. And for a subset of people, that brings real relief. This is one of the more genuinely interesting and less understood effects of the diet, and it's an active area of curiosity for researchers. But it's crucial to be clear-eyed. These are reports and individual experiences, and what works dramatically for one person may do nothing, or even cause harm for another. Your body is a unique system, and it does not read the testimonials. So you've reached day 30. What's the honest verdict on what just happened to your body? Let's lay it out fairly, because this diet is neither the miracle nor the poison that the loudest voices on each side claim. On the potential upside, many people experience weight loss, stable energy and blood sugar, reduced appetite, mental clarity, and for some, relief from specific symptoms. On the side of genuine concern, the often significant rise in LDL cholesterol and its possible long-term cardiovascular effects, the complete loss of fiber and its unknown long-term impact on your gut and microbiome, the risk of nutrient gaps like vitamin C and others, and the simple, stubborn fact that we do not yet have good long-term studies on eating this way for years or decades. The short-term changes are real and often dramatic. The long-term picture is a genuine question mark, and that's the part the viral videos rarely tell you. What's beyond dispute is that 30 days was enough to fundamentally rewire how your body produces energy, reshape your digestion, and shift your blood chemistry in measurable ways. A testament to just how adaptable the human body truly is. Whether that rewiring is a net positive or a hidden risk depends heavily on the individual, the quality of the food, and crucially, what the blood work says. And that last point opens up the real mystery. Because two people can do the exact same 30 days of carnivore and get completely opposite results. One thrives, the other's cholesterol skyrockets. Why? The answer lies in something most people never think about: how your genes decide the way you process fat. Some bodies are built to handle a flood of dietary fat with ease. Others are not, and they pay a price for it. Understanding which one you are could change everything about how you eat. And that hidden genetic switch is exactly what we're exploring in the video on screen right now.